All the spirit groups are getting ready for a big game.
Rolls for tonight so that David can get comfortable with the laptop and moving from camera shot as David was round robin, so to speak, in terms of playing the Catholic schools for non-district games. And David, it's interesting, just about a week ago or 2 weeks ago,
game,
which we're going to do at some point
whenever we play there.
But this view that we have right here, so we've got a great view of the field.
Camera shot, and we'll show you the view that David's talking. And at some come out as talking about the press box and how nice it is.
Catholic is one of the best teams of these Catholic schools that
control pregame lineups. We'll kind of cover that a little bit today. And it's going to be interesting. You heard they're going to put the 11 best players on the field. That's not 11 on offense and 11 on defense for 22 total. 11, because they're going to go in. On the offensive line, you would have on defense, you got number 50 is Brock Bordelon, and he'll be on the line.
He's a center. Gage
Oser, number 63 on the line. Hilton, Gavin Hilton, number 12. David, kind of look at
Deuce Kirk, he'll go number 84. So, and then we'll have you'll have a number 2 Cody Lange and go in and out, and we'll keep the
33 Cooper caught some passes out of the backfield. And we'll start with that walk-ons commercial.
And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk-On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Is your vision just not as crisp and ornate?
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob.
Everything possible to live up to the high standard.
167 exit that can take you to Ville Platte. Lane exit has where all the fast food places are and some businesses. And you take that right and you come all the way to the end of it, and there's a cane. They recently put some money into this stadium to fix up coming in. And here come the Vikings, as you can, jerseys and white pants, and they have the actual Viking, what would you call that, a feather or a horn or something?
Schedule. Can't catch a break, Like you said, people are coming in, and you can, we can kind of see out there where you were talking about the city and stuff, and it's a little difficult in figuring out where to park because, it's hard to tell where to come in at because there's all kind of one reason probably why we don't have a lot over there because I can see a bunch of our fans in the parking lot, but everybody's coming.
So we'll take a break for the prayer, and we'll be back right after this. Louisiana as the St. Mary's because offense has been hard to come by the last 2 weeks. We had 33 points. Have it attached to the speakers so you can hear, or at least if you're outside, you can hear. So it looks like they're going to let Cooper Scott and the Eagles make the pick. They're showing the grass, and we'll see. It looks like the Eagles won the toss, and we'll find out what they elect to do. And it looks like they elected to receive the kick.
It looks like they're defending.
Yeah, because they asked the Vikings which way they would like to defend. So the Eagles won the toss, and
we scored first. We usually play a little bit different, because we've been playing from behind, a lot. So that's just not our game. We need to try to run the ball. And that's another thing I want to say about this game. Both teams want to run the ball tonight. Both teams are running teams. So if this game is close and it stays close and they're both running it, we may be home in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And we talked about that this
week. That wouldn't be bad.
Because the clock's going to roll pretty quick. Now, if someone gets behind and has to throw the ball, then that makes it a totally different game.
So, David, here's a name from the past, a blast from the past.
With Paul Hood, like I said, he is a 78 graduate, and he's done a lot of things for Holy Savior Menard here in this past year, and we're very proud of him and glad.
Paul
Big
Hood.
shout out to Paul.
Yeah.
How you doing, Paul?
So, great. He's contacting and talking to us through Facebook for the kickoff, and as you can tell, I'm going to be running the camera, so if it's messed up, everybody blame me, not David. And David's going to be running a short kick, and they got to go get it. Nobody's looking for it. It's a live ball. Finally picked up at the 5, or at the 15, excuse me, got it out to about the 23-yard line. Here we go. We got illegal substitute. You don't see the head turn right there.
Well, he did turn. His head did turn, and there's no call right there, so I don't understand what the officials are looking at right there. But you can see that the Eagles are running that old-style offense, a little wing tee offense right there, trying to get a little gap. But you've got to be able to make cuts in this particular offense because there are going to be gaps, maybe not at the point of attack. So Ruben and all those guys who are running the ball have to have their eyes open.
They got to have the eyes open. We got let's see. No, there's a number 4 out there, David, but I don't have 4.
Yeah, that's Maddox Shelton.
In that gap, the line, and that's only a gain of about 5, maybe 4. It's going to count to 20. Yeah, it'll be the 28. So it'll be 4th
and 1, and you're going to go for it in this offense because you're going to have to go for it in 4th and short yards running this particular style offense, and that's what we want to get in because we can run the clock and keep it running so that you cannot have mistakes.
One man back, and this time the punt is shanked,
Wow.
and it's going to go out at the 45-yard line of the Eagles and going to set up OC with great field position. And that's very, unlike Ryan Hicks.
Absolutely. He's an all-state type punter. Obviously, he was honorable mention last year, but just off the side of his foot right there, you got to concentrate. You're giving them good field position, a good team, good field position. You got the defense back out there for the Eagles, so we got to kind of cut down on that. So
we got the school board up there that should update Eagles. We will try to keep the quarter up, but we can't run the time. It's just too difficult to do that. Here's the Eagle D. They've got a 5-man front and a 5-3 almost, what you're looking at as far as the defensive line, and they're trying to fill the gaps. And, boy, what a nice tackle by Gavin Hilton as he was stiff-armed, but he stayed in there and drug him down.
yeah, it was a touchdown-saving tackle right there. Nice block out there. They sealed the 5-tech, and he was able to cut it up into the gap. Good yardage, about 9 yards for the Vikings.
I know the Eagles are trying with the line to really fill every gap and have the linebackers make plays, and we can't let them keep getting into the secondary, the second line or into the secondary. There's a hole, and that OC line is pushing the Eagle line backwards. They get the first down over the 35 to the 34, and they'll be first down Opelousas Catholic at the Eagle 34.
And you can see that they like to go 2 tight ends, and then they're going 2 slots, and they'll line those guys up in different spots, and they're going to want to run the ball just like we said.
Run, that T. And there's over the A gap and a pickup of about 4 yards up to, they'll mark it shy of the 30. They're going to be at the 31.
Yeah, and this
so we'll call it 3-yard pickup.
With this particular offense, the defense, those guys have to play gap football. Each player has a gap, and they cannot get moved out of that gap, and that's what creates those holes when that happens. And you can get a lot of double teams in there with those 1 and 2 techs. So those guys have to really hold their grounds in this type of offense.
Vikings coming to the line. They got some big boys. They played some tough or stiff competition. They're 1-3 on the year, just like the Eagles. And just like the Eagles have played some really tough teams. There's the pitch going to the outside, and you got to contain that outside. He gets the edge, and he's down inside the 20, down inside the 15. They're going to say he stepped out at the 17-yard line, and that is going to set up 1st and 10 in the red zone, David. And that takes us to one of our sponsors, the Red River Red Zone. We want to thank Red River Bank, our local community bank, now statewide throughout Louisiana, as they are the Red River Bank Red Zone sponsor. And the Vikings are in the Eagles red zone. Maybe 17.5-yard line. And I wish we could turn those lights out. Here's a misdirection handoff, and that play goes all the way down to almost the 10. And they picked up 7 yards on the play. And Coach Scully and the Eagle defense going to have to make some adjustments here. The
Eagles are on a 5-man front. You're able to. They're going to be all sides, more mistakes right there. It's going to give them a first down.
That is an area that has to be cleaned up, sooner than later, because it has killed the Eagles all season long. And as you see it, 2 penalties in the game so far, and they're both against the Eagles.
Right there, and then right there, not a play and another penalty. The Eagles were being a little aggressive right there. They were coming with the blitz. Let's see if they stay aggressive on this goal line stand right here.
Well, it's 4-down territory for the Vikings from the Eagles' 6-yard line. Under center, let's see, that's number 18. That is Mark Collins, the quarterback. and he is under center, and he fakes the pitch trying to get over there. Was that Drake?
That was David Roberts, 25.
Dave down to the 2-yard line. Let's see, pull this out a little bit just in case they go wide. And they're going to go with the quarterback sneak, and he is stopped short. He's right at the goal line. Haven't seen anything yet, but I thought we piled it up, and you can bet they're probably going to do that one more time.
Once or twice.
This time might be worth a little fake and run it around the edge and see if you catch everybody just bunching up. And then the 4th down, you might go, what are we at, 6-minute mark already? All right, well, we got a sponsor there, David. I'll let you handle this one. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. We're going to go to Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing. That's John Wolf, financial advisor. 185 Pine Grove Drive, Pineville, Louisiana. Give him a call, 318-442-8655. He is member SIPC.
Sweet. Thank you, John. The official water break. Great job, David.
All right.
You're going to take my job, man.
I don't think so. I will have Lewis Love with me next week. Also, it is homecoming for the Eagles, and Lewis Love, who is an alum.
Speaking of, you can pull up the calendar there, or the schedule. Should be just right above the cameras.
See if we can get to that
real quick. Just pop that up. See the Menard 2022. There's the schedule, and as we're looking at the Vikings, the first one on the bottom, that's Pickering. Pickering is coming into town, and they will be our opponent for homecoming. And here we go. 3rd and goal from the 1. Quarterback sneak.
He's in.
And he is in. At least he looked in from here. There's the call by the official. And the Vikings will take the first lead of the game at 6-0 at the 15.
Just a simple quarterback sneak. Only had about a yard to go. Quarterback just got it in there barely, but, the short field, 45-yard drive, I believe that was. The Eagles is going to have to cut down on these mistakes.
Yep, they're going to have to get it together. Here's number 40, Landon Miller, on for the extra point, left-footed kicker. And we might have gotten a piece of that. Let's see, no good. It went off to the right. And that glare, I apologize, but that's not us. That is our lighting system in here, coming off of the plexiglass that makes it look like fog outside, but it is anything but foggy, as it is a phenomenal weather day and weather evening. It is football in the air. Tell you what, David, what did we run? We made it past Giles. Let's run one commercial right after that and hit that Valix.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason.
Yeah, because they're going to come out and
kick. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Good job, David.
And we are back.
A lot to do. Back at Donald Gardner Stadium. Want to give a shout out to Sarah Parrott, my former workmate. She at Nova Nordis. She's tuning in tonight. She lives not too far from here, from Opelousas. There it is, hauled in at the 6-yard line, coming up, running hard, hit and turned around, stacked up at the 29, and that's where the Eagles will start their second possession of the night at their own 29-yard line.
Nice. That's a better kick right there. Hilton took that one, got it up to about let's mark it about the 24-yard line.
Oh, it sure is, 24.
And Eagles will start there. I think that's
I
where
may have to go to Wallace Eye Center.
You might have to, but I think that's where the Eagles started their last drive.
Exactly, David. And the football might be in the exact same spot.
It could be.
Right up the middle.
Let's see if the Eagles can get a drive going.
Arrangement that they have here. Cooper Scott, let's see if they go with him instead of – no, they direct center. That's a – boy, horse collar. That's going to be a big opportunity there because he pulled him back and kind of buckled the knees. Normally they wouldn't call. If he'd have let go, it would not have been called, but they got to be kind of taken down immediately. But that, I think, is going to be 15 yards with the horse collar.
Maybe the Eagles can get a spark with that 15-yard penalty right there. The Eagles, it's got some space in there, some holes. You know, we just got to hold our block a little bit more initially. You know, because you got those three guys that are in the backfield. They're going to be blocking, for Ruben, who's going to get most of these carries. So, I think he's close to breaking one.
Well, I'll give a shout out to my wife Cindy. I'm sure she's watching tonight. She always tunes in for us, and your family's probably tuning in too, huh, David?
Absolutely. They're out there at False River. Sabrina, Bree, and Mimi, and my son is in Pensacola doing some more Navy training, and they're all listening and watching tonight.
And we'll talk a little bit about Florida in just a second as the Eagles have 1st and 10, their first down coming off the penalty. Here's the direct snap to Seastrunk, running hard, picks up a good 4, and we'll take that every time.
See, we'll take that, and, if you can get 3-4 yards every play, let's see what we got.
Somebody's
out
down
on the field. That's a Menard Eagle.
Is that Drake? Number 58?
See if we can get a number. Might be David West. David West is 58.
Oh, no, 58 is Drake, isn't he?
58 is David West.
It's David West? Okay, that's not – 58 is out there.
You can
I
tell?
saw him.
I can't really tell what number that is.
It's looks like a 5. 56.
That is Drake.
That's Drake. Okay.
Not sure what
That's
the
what I was
problem
thinking.
is.
I was worried because David West just coming off of an injury, and Drake was kind of one of the leading blockers in that formation.
He was.
But while they're attending to Drake, let's just kind of keep it here instead of going to a commercial break, and we'll see. First of all, your son is fine because he was in the Panhandle, and they really didn't get much. But our thoughts and prayers going out to everybody that was hammered by Ian on the southwest coast of Florida in that Tampa, region, Fort Myers region, and devastation like we've seen, on multiple occasions. But probably the latest one was Laura.
Well, we know exactly what they're going through.
That's right.
And it's no one wants to go through that, and just the the preparation and then coming back and seeing the results of the storm. Our prayers go out to all those guys. I actually have a first cousin that lives in Fort Myers, and she actually got a hold of me today and said that they're good. So glad that for her, but it's going to take a long rebuilding process, just like Katrina for us here in Louisiana. And but those Floridians, they'll get it done. And looks like Drake. Looks like it might be a knee or an ankle
right or something. Yeah, he's limping off and needs a little bit of help. So let's hope that they can kind of massage it and see if he can make it back. But with that kind of help, he may be resting the rest of the game to try to keep him healthy for district.
Absolutely.
And get him healthy for district. But, yeah, Laura just ultimately devastated the coast right south of Lake Charles in that area. And then we felt the Cat 4 aspect of it up here, and then we had a lot of damage up here. Here's Seastrunk picking up another couple of yards. They pick up 2, and it's going to set up 3rd down and 4 for the Eagles. And we know how much time it took for us to get cleaned up and get going, and so that whole state across, is felt that wrath, and now it's back out and heading toward Charleston and that area, and that area around the Battery floods like crazy. So we'll keep our thoughts on that too. Back to football now as the Eagles try to get a first down on their own without a penalty. And we'll see if they can do that. They need 4 yards. They're Seastrunk, man.
In this style of offense, you're going to have to make some 4th and 2s, or quite a few 4th and 2s. But the good thing about it, if you can, you keep that clock churning. Keep the Opelousas Catholic Vikings offense off that field. So this is a big play right here.
Yes, it is. We hit that 6-minute mark fast, man. We're down inside of 4 minutes. It's 6-0 Vikings over the Eagles. They took a 45-yard first drive into the end zone. Commercial, and we'll be.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your BKDistrib.com.
And we're back live. Here's the 4th and 4 as the Eagles are setting up. Man, they got everybody at the line to stuff it. They filled the gap, and they got back there, and he lost a yard. They went right into the teeth of that stacked defense and could not keep everybody out of the gap, and they hit Gavin for a 1-yard loss, and that's a turnover on downs for the Eagles as they make it all the way to the 46-yard line.
Thought maybe we might have a counter or something off of that, but they're just going to stick with just hitting it up in there off that C gap.
Not at all.
So they're going to take over 1st and 10 at the Eagle 46.
And they took the last drive 45 in for the touchdown, and now they only have 1 more yard to go on this drive. If hopefully the Eagles can put a stop to this one and at least get a punt or a turnover on downs. You know, we played really well defensively against Sacred Heart of Ville Platte last week and stuffed them all the way through the first quarter. It was 6-0. I mean, through the first half. First half ended 6-0, and we stopped them on 4th down quite a bit in that first half. So hopefully they can make that adjustments on the sideline and stop these gap gashers that they've had going on.
You got to be successful on 1st down. But the Eagles, you know, the strength of their team is this defense. They've played defense well this whole season.
Yes, they have.
You know, they've just been out on the field so much.
We talked about that with Coach Scully last night, or in the coaches show, as we had to run that. Here's a big run by number 35. That is Christian Lee. He's a junior, and they're all the way out to the Eagle 36, and that is a 1st down for the Vikings. You know, they've got several 1st downs now just in this quarter. 2:57 to play in the first quarter. And the Vikings, they haven't passed the ball once.
Yeah, you might not see any passes tonight from the Vikings.
Number 18 is Collins, and he is under center. Number 3. Number 2's in motion. 35, there's a penalty, or is there going to be a timeout?
Timeout, Eagles.
Eagles want to talk about it. Let's talk a little bit about number 35 is one of the running backs, Christian Lee. He's the lone back. And then we got a couple of guys that are running in motion, David. Do you remember their numbers?
You got number 7 out there, I believe, Chris Brown.
I see a number 6, too.
Yes.
Luke Menard, he's a freshman. Chris Brown's a senior. And we'll look for some of the others to kind of give some names. I'm trying to see if I recognize any names on here from anybody that I used to call on, because Opelousas was part of my territory. I was down here a lot. They've got several great restaurants down here.
Did you hit them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, of course, we did lunches with the doctors a lot just to be able to get some time with them and visit with the staff and get to know them. Dr. Alamani was one of the offices, and the staff. In fact, I came down early today, David, when when we weren't able to ride together, and popped over to Dr. Alamani's office and visited with the staff. Unfortunately, he was gone. I didn't get a chance to see him, but he's an internal medicine doctor. I've enjoyed calling on him for probably about 17 years. So Collins is under center with 1st and 10. They hand it to number 35, and that was straight up the middle. That I think Christian Lee. And the Eagles played some good defense there. He only picked up about a 1.5 to 2 yards. It would be 2nd down and 8. And if we can keep them to that kind of yardage, we can get some turnover on downs.
Yeah, you have to do that, but you can't give up 5 or 6 yards on one of these plays, because they're going to go for it on 4th down also. And you can see that they kind of run the same thing Vols runs, and you'll see that in a couple of weeks. But they run different plays out of it, and they're a little more quick with what they do than Vols is.
Yeah, they got number 2 out there. That's Marcus Daughtry. He's in motion right now, and they pitch it. He's going to catch the edge. He's got a hole. Boy, he's carrying that ball really loose. If we could strip it, we're going to stop him right about the 25, but that's going to be enough for a 1st down, and they will move the football forward. And maybe, David, at one of our breaks or something at halftime, we can see if we can pull these lights out, and maybe that'll make a difference for us.
Let me get out of there.
But that's side. Number 10 right here, I believe. That's John Michael Jarrell. And we'll see what he does. I think that's number 10. No, it's 17. They're going to throw the ball out in the flats. Oh, we've got him. If we can take him down, nice job. Number 2, that is Cody Lyons with the tackle. Dadgummit. And I'm sitting here watching the play and making the call and not moving the camera.
Nobody got to say. Nice play, though. That was from safety, Cody Lyons, number 2. The running back just kind of swung out of the backfield they cleared out the cornerback, and Cody came up from his safety spot, and we got more like 4, I guess.
Yeah, number 17, that is Dontre Henry. He's the lone wideout that they have. And number 7 and 5 are the two running backs just off the tight ends, and 7's in motion. They give it to, Christian Lee. Nice job by Carter Marcantel to take him out of the play, but Collins did not give it to him, and he pitched it to the outside runner. And Brown carries it to the first down marker inside the red zone down to the 16 or 14-yard line, and they are in the Red River Bank red zone.
Let's cue it up.
Yeah. There we go. Down a little bit. Down. Right there, third in line behind Duncan's. So we got timeout. Actually, they're not going to run another play, and we'll be able to get the Red River red zone in, as that's going to bring the first quarter to an end, as the Vikings have made it into the Red River red zone. And we are grateful to Red River Bank for their sponsorship. And we'll go down to that Wallace Eye Center commercial, that number 2 spot. And let's run that one.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Eye evaluation.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
And we are back live here at Donald Gardner Stadium. We've got a 1st and 10 from the Eagle 14-yard line. They're going to throw the ball. They're looking over the middle. They throw it out to the flat, and that is an over-the-shoulder catch for a touchdown. And that was just a beautiful throw by Collins to number 7, Chris Brown. And he threw him open, David, because he had the coverage underneath, and he went over the shoulder to the outside, and Brown was able to turn around and make the catch.
Nice play right there. Actually, wasn't bad coverage right there by number 12, Gavin Hilton. Good pass, good catch, touchdown, Opelousas Catholic.
14-yard pass by Collins. And like you said, I mean, the defense was right there, and I thought, man, we got a chance at this one to go get it.
Look like they're going to go for 2.
Try to make up for the missed extra point, because right now it's 12-0 with that took only 7 seconds off of the 12-minute clock here in the second quarter. And the Vikings are on the board, so they have made a mark in each quarter, and they're going to run it to Christian Lee. No, the pitch to the outside, and, boy, they caught everybody diving in to stop that dive. And Chris Brown, make sure I get that right. It is Chris Brown. He's a senior. He's in for the 2-point conversion, and that makes it 14-0. Vikings over the Eagles. And, boy, I sit there and say Chris Brown, it makes me think about Oklahoma.
Chris Brown, that he went to Ash, same number, too, number 7. We played against him. Great athlete right there. But, nobody out there on the outside. They just they faked it up into the line right there. And the cornerback and that outside linebacker, they've got outside contain right there. And right now they're just biting on that give, and you just can't do that. That's why earlier we said, you got to play gap football. Certain people got certain gaps. The person that doesn't have that gap, you cannot bite on that, and you can see exactly what happens when that does happen.
Yeah, you definitely have to play your spot and just stay there. Not get sucked in.
See if the Eagles can get good field position off this kickoff.
Let's see if they if they've talked to the second line. You've got Cutter Knowles out there, and I'm trying to see who this is on the 20-yard line, but that's going to be more of a line drive kick, and it's going to let it go in. It's not. It's going to go out of bounds. And fortunately, well, either way, it was going to go out of bounds or in the end zone. It would have come out. Just a difference of the 35 or the 20, right?
So the Eagles going to get it on the 35 because it did go out of bounds in the field of play. Let's see what the –
that was.
I see the yellow flag out there. So it was close to going in the end zone. And it was also close for Opelousas
right
getting down there and getting the ball, too.
Yeah, I was more worried about it just coming to a dead stop right there at the line and us getting it at the half-inch line.
Some of the Eagles acting like they don't want to go get that ball. But that was number 5. That was our sophomore, Jordan Rich. He was down here on that kickoff, so he's getting a little playing time on the special teams.
Eagles have their best starting field position of the night right now at their own 35-yard line.
They're
going to put it at the 40. Was there another penalty to go with it?
I think they made a mistake.
You know, a 5-yard penalty of some kind. Let's see if this Eagles offense, if they made some changes, they're overloaded on the right-hand side. See if they can take it to the left. But Seastrunk going to be stacked up. I mean, he fights for a yard, but that is just too hard. He's getting hit either at the line or behind the line. You gotta have some kind of play where they're overloaded over there on that side, and you got to bring it to the other side and fool them or something.
Some kind of a counter right there because Opelousas Catholic has got this scouted out pretty well. Eagles probably going to have to put Henry in pretty soon and let him maybe throw a couple of little passes. But the Eagles are sticking with the offense that they want to run. Let's see if we can get some counters off of this, though.
We were talking about the 1-3 records for both teams. I mean, Opelousas Catholic played Southern Lab last week, David.
Barely lost.
They lost 34-20. They actually led 20-6 at half, and Southern Lab made a comeback. Here's a little counter, a misdirection, and John Tavius Hargrove picking up the first down.
And there you saw
on
the
his
counter.
run, on a little counter with Hargrove coming back. And he made it all the way out to the 50, and that's the first down that the Eagles have made on their own.
And you have to run those plays because Opelousas Catholic needs to honor that, and they have to know that can hurt them, and they just can't just load up on one side. So that particular play has to be successful.
Yes.
And it was on that particular down.
So
I think that's the first carry for John Hargrove.
It is.
This year.
First carry that he's done this year. Yep, I like to see that misdirection and bringing it around in the counter. You said now here's Seastrunk. He's got a little better hole just from that one play where he can get it out and picked up about almost 4 yards.
And you also can pass out of this. I'm not sure which one of those guys would pass it though, but you can see those Opelousas Catholic safeties are getting closer and closer and closer to the line of scrimmage. So maybe we can hit one of these here pretty soon.
Would it be?
I just feel like Ruben is close to breaking one, even though he's not getting a lot right here. He runs it hard. He's a north and south runner, so maybe he can break a tackle and go all the way.
Well, it's gonna be interesting on the pass. I watched some of that huddle film. Did you watch any of it? When they tried to do the pass. Here's Seastrunk. He's getting to the outside. And as Cooper Scott did a nice job of sealing that corner for him, as did the other linemen out there. And that's the first time we've been able to hit the corner tonight.
It was. And Cooper was trying to block that guy and was actually blocking him to the outside. So you need to kind of put your foot in the ground and cut it up underneath that block because he just pushed him into the tackler.
Well,
you'll send up third and, what's that, about 5?
Third and about 5, yeah. But, you're right. He does have to stop or at least get to the outside and seal the corner for Ruben to be able to get around it and pick up more yards. Ruben might still be running if he'd have been able to do that. So here we are on that 3rd and 5. Ruben's got a little hesitation, and he busts through and makes about 2-3 yards. We may be looking at a 4th and 3.
You almost have to go for it right here on their side of the field.
Well, it'll be the worst field position they've had all night. They've been able to take a 45 yards and 46 for touchdowns on their first 2 drives. The Eagles have had to punt, and they turned it over on downs, and this is their 3rd possession here.
They're going to punt.
And they're going to send Hicks out.
Try to pin them.
They've got Hicks is. They're going to have to really get some coverage on number 7. I bet it's a directional kick. Maybe over here to this far sideline, since they're over on the far hash mark over there.
Need to hurry.
So they got 3 seconds. Here's the snap. They got it off. Hicks is running over, and he gets the kick, and he's going over to the near hash marks. It's hauled in, and he's cutting it right up the middle, coming to the sidelines. And he's got a little hole, and he's going to cut it back out, and a missed tackle there. Now he's got one man to beat out. That's Hicks himself, and Hicks finally takes him down at the 40, and they're going to call maybe a horse collar there or a face mask maybe for corralling him and taking him down.
Not sure what he saw. He was a long way away from that tackle, so let's see if that's where the penalty was.
Give the horse collar back, right?
We almost should have just went for it. Give back all the yardage.
You got a couple of missed tackles over here and right in the center. You've got to break down and go in full force instead of arm tackling.
Absolutely, or at least try to go below the waist or into the waist. Number 7, Chris Brown's a good athlete. Let's see what we got right here. Maybe face man. Oh, he's got a horse collar. Didn't look like horse collar from here, but
yeah,
the guy that was closest to the play didn't even call it.
We got it down. Where did we end up? Where did we punt from? Was it the 37 or 32? We were 3 yards short. About the 33?
No, we were like on the 43.
43? Okay. That makes sense.
Another short field for Opelousas Catholic right here.
That's 15, 20, 22 yards of offense. We had 22 yards of offense on the last drive. And Opelousas Catholic now on their 3rd drive here. What a short field they have. And we got an official timeout. We're not at the 6-minute mark, so that's not it. So they're starting at the Eagle 26-yard line. Man.
Not sure
we just keep building
what they're
holes.
discussing right here.
Maybe it's the actual mark, and was it really a horse collar? He had his arm over the shoulder.
I didn't think it was a horse collar, and the guy that called it was 20 yards behind Ryan Hicks, who made the tackle. And there was a couple of officials were really close to him, and they didn't call the penalty, but they're going to go. They're going to go and discuss something with Coach Charles.
I think it's a good challenge by Coach Charles because the rule states that there's no horse collar anymore unless you yank him straight down and bend his back and his knees. No, he carried Hicks.
He carried him on it.
Hicks was being dragged.
Yes,
he was like horse riding him more than a horse collar.
But Coach Charles doesn't look too happy. So I'm not. Whatever he brought to their attention, he did not get any satisfaction.
And he brought him down. If he'd had a rope, he could have lassoed somebody on the side while he was riding him.
He could have. I think the officials may be a little confused.
Yeah.
Okay, Eagles need to dig in right here. Maybe we can get us a turnover.
That's right. You know what? I was checking to see if we were on the air, but we got proof because Paul Hood's watching us in Ohio.
Absolutely.
All right, so here we are. We got Collins under center, the same lineup, but we got 33 in there, though, right now.
Counter.
They're going to counter and bring it back to the near side, and he is going to try to get the corner. Oh, broke a tackle there, going down the sideline, going to be run out of bounds around the 9-yard line, and they are back into the Red River Bank red zone as they are inside the 20 all the way down to the 9. It'll be first down, and this Red River Bank red zone is brought to you by, you guessed it, Red River Bank.
Yep.
Thanks, Red River Bank, for your sponsorship as they have
many locations.
All locations all over the state. One of our Lake Charles listeners who's listening tonight and watching tonight from Sabine, he's in a big fishing tournament, Jeff Latham. And number 7 kind of stopped up the middle, and the Eagles finally come in and get him as he hurdled the guy. But, I mean, he had the hole. He just couldn't get to it, and then the Eagles finally were able to close it up.
Yeah, He's a really good player, good athletic player. 29, I think that's Carter Markingtail coming up a little gimp right there. Look like he's holding his ankle, but he's going to stay in the game.
Yeah, I tell you what, you go on the attack at that point right there. But now now we got another official
injury timeout. He's going to come out. That's Carter coming out.
Yep. Number 29, Carter Markingtail, running to the sideline. So
Seastrunk's going to take his place.
yeah, we were told that Seastrunk might see a little defense. So Carter will probably get taped up and hopefully feel better and come back in. Collins under center. He's going to – he moved. That's offsides on the quarterback. Did you see him?
Yeah, they're going to catch him, too, right there. The umpire caught him.
Yeah. He took his step to the right before he got the ball. That's a little kind of along the lines of what Cooper and Seastrunk do. They're kind of, you see him lean.
Sometimes you see Ruben leaning a little bit. He was in a hurry to get that play. It was a quick hitter. There was going to be a quick hitter right there.
Yeah.
So you got Jack Milton in the middle right there, number 77, the senior. See if we can get a little push up the middle.
33 is the running back, 7 in motion. They pitch it out. He's going to try to get the edge. He's got a lead blocker. They have it sealed off, but he gets by him, and he might be close. I mean, he's real close. But they're going to say he stepped out somewhere around the 2 or the 1. If he reaches that ball out, he might have been able to, stick it. I mean, he is right there. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1.
The Eagles just haven't had an answer to that wide sweep that they do to Chris Brown. You can't be running laterally with that guy. You have to come up. You got to come up.
Yeah,
but they're going to just run right at the
quarterback
Eagles.
Sneak, and he is in the end zone. And their 3rd drive and 3rd score as the Vikings put 6 more on the board, and we trail 20-0 very quickly in this one at the 7:23 mark. The Vikings take a 3-touchdown lead, and they'll try to add on the extra point, see if they go back to trying to kick it. Number 40 is out there. That is Landon Miller. He hooked the first one wide right. Kind of usual for a left-footed kicker if they kind of come around too much. We'll see what he does on this one. Waiting on the snap. The snap is good. The hold is good. And the kick is up, and that's hooked. Boy, is that really hooked.
There's David Roberts coming off the edge right there. He may have got a finger on that. He did lay out. So, I mean, Eagles are still giving it their all.
Well, we'll go to a commercial break at the 7:23 mark in the second quarter. The Eagles trail 20-0 to the Opelousas Catholic Vikings, and we'll just start at walk-ons and go back down. David.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And we're back live as it is 20-0 is your score, and the kickoff is going down to the right side, hauled in by the second tier and dropped. Jordan Rich. They ran into each other and dropped the football, and then I guess he had a knee on the ground as Gavin Hilton and Jordan Rich kind of collided a little bit. So we'll have got a flag on the play. Oh, no, that's a football. Excuse me. Look yellow. So the Eagles will take over at their own 17-yard line.
Yeah, just another mistake right there for the young Eagles. Got to be communicating out there on that field. Let's see what the Eagles do here. If they come out with, I think like Michael Henry's going to be coming in to the game.
Well, if you're at the second tier and you're hauling it in and you're Gavin, don't you think you could just run by him and block?
Absolutely.
I mean,
can.
the ball is not in your hands. I got to do a quick shout out to one of my prayer group fellas that's watching tonight, Steve Buskey, joining tonight. I hope he's still listening in on the game from the start. Here's Cooper Scott with the handoff, and he's not even going to make it back to the line of scrimmage, as this defensive line has really been stout against our offensive line.
Yeah, just a simple give right there to Cooper Scott. Not much right there off tackle. He's going to maybe lose a little bit, probably no gain. Eagles probably going to have to put the ball in the air a little bit right here.
So looking over to the sidelines, we've got 22 seconds. There's the play clock over there. So plenty of time to get the play in. Henry's in the shotgun. He's got Seastrunk behind him. He's looking to throw. He's got sideline route.
Nice pass.
It was a nice pass to the outside. Man, he got waylaid right as he threw the football too.
He did, but that was a good pass. You know, could have brought now up a 3rd and 2, but now we're 3rd and 10 again. Let's see if the Eagles can get one down the field. Look for 12 somewhere across the middle right here. Gavin Hilton.
Well, they need something big. 3rd and 10 from their own 17-yard line. They need to get some positive yardage going here with a first down and get a drive going, get some momentum going. He's rolling out. He's going to throw it out to the flats. Boy, that's holding. You've got to call that. I mean, whether Gavin would have got to it or not, number 2 had him by the arm, his left arm, and he did it when he turned around to look back to make sure, like, no. So we've got
4th down.
Going to be 4th and 10, and we're going to have to punt this one. Let's hope Ryan Hicks can put a foot into it.
Maybe we can get a turnover down here. I think is that Chris Brown back? No,
yeah,
that's Chris Brown, and he's very, very dangerous.
Yeah, and he's not had any kind of issue fielding a punt yet. So it's end over end. He won't get to this one, and it is way short. And that came off the inside of his foot and went dead at the Eagle 32-yard line, and that does not bode well for the Eagles.
It'll just be another short field right there. I'm sure he was probably told not to kick it directly to him, so he's probably trying to kick it kind of away and just kind of missed it. That's going to bring, we were 33, 34-yard line for Opelousas Catholic.
Honorary captain for the day, 7th grader Wyatt Vittrini. Our cheerleader for the day, 1st grader Libby Hebert. And our 5th grader for the day, Vicette.
So we've got 6:30. We're going to probably this one play, and then we'll be taking an official's water break after this. But they're in there. Oh, there's movement on number 7. He's going to look to throw.
He's wide
open. He's going down the field, and it is almost caught.
He did catch it.
He did catch it and went out of bounds, but he got the penalty. So they'll probably waive that off so they can take the play inside the 5 and the red zone. That was Jaden Lewis on the coverage, wasn't it?
It was Jaden Lewis, but they didn't call the penalty on 7 for leaving too early.
No, he moved.
He moved, and they didn't call nothing.
That's, one reason. So the
he caught the ball. They just declined this.
Yep. And that's what they'll do. So they'll decline it, and they will have it 1st and goal inside the Eagle 5-yard line at their 4. And that is the Red River Red Zone.
Let's key it up.
We've pulled it up a lot tonight just for the wrong team.
Exactly.
So the Vikings are in the Red River Red Zone inside the 20 of the Eagles at their 4-yard line. 1st down and goal as we come back to play.
Let's do it.
We've got 6:21. The clock stopped because of the penalty, so this may be the last play. And there's the pitch to the outside, and they're taking it out. He cuts it in, and he's in.
Easily.
We have nobody sealing that edge over there. Nobody getting around. So that was quick. 2 plays. 32 yards. Covered 32 yards for another touchdown. 6:14 to go. And you know what? My guess is they probably take the official water break right here.
They should.
They should. Go ahead and get it over with after the extra point try.
No penalty, no score?
No touchdown.
Oh,
They're
let's-
waving it off. Wow. All right. That's excellent. We will get another play.
Let's take that off the board. I didn't see that.
They kind of lulled us, into just seeing it.
Not sure what or who it was on. I didn't even see the flag.
I didn't see it either. Come down, but
Had to be one of the offensive linemen. So let's see if that helps the Eagles.
well, let's just say so let's have the defensive lineman just turn around and get
Just turn around. There
and
you
get
go.
blocked in the back every time. All right, so here we are. This is Collins coming under center. They are first and goal, but this time it's from about the 13-yard line, 14-yard line. They're going to look to throw, and they're going to throw the fade route over to Collins. And, boy, that was perfectly done and caught for a touchdown. Another flag on the play.
There'll be interference on the Eagles.
Let's see what the call
They'll
is.
just decline it. He caught it.
So it just happened one play later, and it gave them another 14 yards or so instead of first and or third.
I'm not sure what they're
Third and goal from the one.
discussing. Well,
What
they're gonna. It's gonna be. They're gonna. The penalty's
Was
gonna
it
be insist on the kickoff.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so I don't get that. If they get the touchdown, why did they get the penalty too?
I don't
on
get
the
that either
kickoff.
because it's on that play. You just decline it.
It was on that play. You decline it, and you take the touchdown. But they're going to go for two, just like they did the last time with their second touchdown because they missed the kick and the extra point. So Collins is under center. They're going to pitch it and come near side now with the run, and he's got the outside. He just walks right into the corner. Our defense just backed up. They were backed up. They were 5 yards deep.
They were. No one came up.
So a 2-point conversion is good, which gives the Vikings a 28-0 lead at the 6-minute mark of the second quarter, and suddenly this game has slowed down quite a bit from where we were in the first quarter. But that is 3 touchdowns in the in the second quarter.
That's going to make it
47. 28.
28-0.
28-0 for the Vikings. And let's pop to a 30-second commercial. Where were we? Giles?
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
So we get our mics back on. We're live back here at Donald Gardner Stadium.
I sure don't understand this penalty being accepted after the play for the touchdown. I got to go look in the rule book about that.
If you accept the penalty, then you should have given them 15 yards or half the distance.
Well, they
to
declined
the
the penalty. You just declined the penalty.
Well, right.
And they're giving them the touchdown and the penalty. I got to. And I don't see any of our guys really say anything about it.
I'll tell you,
I got to look that up.
I'll tell you, I'll be texting you tomorrow because John Wolf will be either watching tonight if he's not calling a game, or he'll go back and watch.
And maybe they're all right. I mean,
and he'll give me a heads up on that. So they kick it outside of the end zone on the back end. So the Eagles will take it at their own 20.
Their own 20. Not sure if it's because it was in the end zone, if that had anything to do with it. Not sure, but we will find that out.
Yep. John does a good job of
if we have any officials out there, could y'all text us and tell us why that happened?
So the Eagles are back. They got Jake Vaughn in now, and they hand it off. We got a nice little run there, about 6 yards. I believe that was Ruben.
Yeah,
Seastrunk.
Yeah, Opelousas Catholic has put in a couple of their second stringers, JV, however you want to say it. But we got the freshman quarterback in, Jake Vaughn, and you've got another sophomore out there in Jordan Rich. Bunch of young guys for the Eagles.
Go ahead and take over, David.
And that's going to be –
that's Ruben again.
That Ruben he's going to make the first down. He can pick up about 3 yards. That's going to move the chains. Ruben's carried the ball probably – he's probably got 12, 15 carries, I would think.
He may have all of the carries.
He might have all of the yardage. Maybe Cooper Scott may have got it a yard or two.
Cooper was stuffed at the line of scrimmage on that one run that he had.
He was.
He's the leader. They pitch it, and they're trying the outside. Again, there's penetration by the defense. That's Chris Brown who's getting back there, kind of pushing our receivers back and really stopping that run by Seastrunk, forced him up, which is exactly what the plan is, right?
Absolutely.
Throwing back inside where everybody is. So
Ruben is running it hard. He ended up getting 3 yards right there.
2nd down and 7. The Eagles.
I'm trying to see if Chris Brown. No, Chris Brown's on the sideline. That's number. Is that 2 over there?
Is that
for
2?
them? Chris Brown's over here. I see him on the sideline.
Maybe that was a 1 over there. But they're overloading the line. They brought everybody over to the right side, and they handed off to that was Seastrunk that had it. And they tried to come back to the opposite side, but didn't get any blocking.
Yeah, it wasn't too smooth of a play right there. Of course, like you said, they were overloaded on the other side, so they just tried to run away from that.
But we couldn't block them off the line, and they stuffed it right there at the line of scrimmage. I mean, you're looking at 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6. Let's see if they let the freshman put it up right here. We got Jordan Rich and Galvin Hilton, the receivers. We got tight end out
Vaughn's going to roll out. He's going to throw the ball. Cooper Scott's got it, and he's going to lose yardage on the play, but he was pressured by Dontre Henry. Lucky to get it off. Scott made the catch, but was dropped for about a yard loss. And now we're looking at 4th and 7 from the Eagle 33-yard line, and Hicks is going to come out. So they made it out to the 33, 13 yards of.
I mean, he got pressure immediately. He had absolutely no time. Actually made a good pass just to get it to Cooper Scott for a no-gainer and a complete.
Actually lost a yard, but we'll go with no-gainer.
A no-gainer.
Well, that's true. He didn't gain. There's no lie to that one. That was running into the kicker. There we go. We're going to get the first down there.
Hopefully that's
Although
roughing.
It was hauled in and taken down the sidelines. And let's see, he's still running, cutting back. and going to be tackled down around the 34-yard line. But that's going to be for naught, as the Eagles will.
Well, whether it's a first down or not, we got to take it and punt it again. Let's see if it's the first down. But if it's not the big one, it's still.
I mean, it was running into the kicker, but we'll see what they do.
I think it's going to be the big one, though.
Yep. They're giving it to him. Roughing the kicker. So that'll take it out to the Eagle 49-yard line, and they'll get the first down. But I think the Eagles so far have only had 2 first downs on their own.
Right.
I think there's 4 altogether,
and
2 by
were
penalty.
Penalties. Yes, that's correct. Opelousas Catholic coach is not too happy with that call. I don't know why, but he did run into him.
Well, they've been getting all the others. 49-yard line of the Eagles. Let's see if we can take it into Viking territory. Henry is back in the ball game. We've got 25-second clock is not running, so we're okay there. We've got folks over on the sidelines. Now the whole team's going to run over, but the play clock's running at 17 seconds. Eagles are going to take a timeout. We will too. So let's run one of the commercials, David, and then we'll be right back. You pick and choose. We've run them all.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
And we're back live as the Eagles trail the Vikings 28-0 in the second quarter with 2:47 to play in the first half. And Henry's back under center. I believe that's Henry. Yep. He's going to hand it off to Seastrunk, trying the right side, and he's got some yardage. Able to finally get some push on the offensive line, and Seastrunk will take it down to the 47 of the Vikings for a pickup of a good 4 yards. And if we can get some more of that, it'd be nice to be able to get down and get some type of score before halftime.
Ruben's running it very, very hard.
Speaking of halftime, our halftime is brought to you by the Wilder Group, your friends in real estate. And we will have whatever goes on at around midfield for Opelousas Catholic Dance Line, and if they have a band, and certainly the Eaglettes. But boy, stacked up, nowhere to go, and there were more Vikings around Seastrunk than Menard players.
Yeah, no,
even with our line.
Some of our lines down the field, and the Viking guys are making the tackle. So I'm not sure what they're seeing out there. I don't think they're getting confused on their blocking assignments. But we're just getting no push whatsoever out there.
Yeah, we've got to blow them off the ball to be able to give Ruben and Cooper Scott some room. Play clock's at 23, so plenty of time as they're kind of looking over to the sidelines trying to get the play. Henry going to go to the shotgun with Cooper Scott to his right and Seastrunk right behind him. Receivers are out there. He's going to roll. He's got a pocket. Going to throw it over to the sideline, and, man, he missed that one. That was a misread between the receiver and Henry. Henry thought he was going to do a down and out, and who is that out there? Was that Gavin?
Gavin is 12. That might be Cody Lyons.
That's number 2, so Cody Lyons.
Yeah, there was definitely miscommunication.
He did a fly route instead, a little pause and go, and Henry threw the out route.
So that's going to bring up third. No, that's going to bring up fourth.
People probably on the sidelines are going, he was wide open. He was wide open. But you know what? When Henry threw the ball, the Viking left and went to the ball.
He was closer to the ball than the Eagles were.
Yeah.
But Cody was getting up the field like it was supposed to be a stop and go or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a miscommunication.
Well, it wasn't a straight fly, because he did kind of pause and go or stop and go, like you're saying. So we're back at it. This is a fourth down play. The Eagles have to have this one. He's hit and overthrows, and that will turn the ball over on downs as Henry was smacked. And he got pressure. I mean, they're just running by Menard players. They've got to do a better job blocking.
Yeah, that was he just got immediate pressure and immediate pressure on a rollout, which you know from the backside you wouldn't even think he could catch him, but man, they're just all over the Eagles.
Well, the only thing positive about that, David, is that when we initially had them punting, they had only gained 13 yards, but with the penalty, now they gained 32 yards. You know, which really isn't 32, is it? You know, as far as total offense. With the
that'll go
with
on
the
penalty. That'll go on penalty
on their
yardage.
penalty yard. Yeah, so we're going to try to throw the out route right here all the way down.
Oh, come on!
And they're going to call the penalty on number 14. That is Carson Harrison. That doesn't look like Carson Harrison, but they said it is. Jersey says it is anyway. So another penalty on the play, which they're going to say is against us. And they'll mark it off 15 yards, and that'll take it down into Eagle territory. The Vikings had it at the 48.
A little ticky-tack penalty right there.
So the Eagles, again, we thought this was, you know, a winnable game. Collins under center. Now they just got the a new running back there, number 10. They're going to look to throw and practice their throwing. They're going to throw it out to the wide and Collins just goes up and gets it. I mean, Chris Brown, excuse me.
Another penalty flag. It might be. Oh, it's holding.
It's going to come back, but boy, I tell you what.
All he's got to do is just throw it up to Chris Brown.
That's a 50-50 ball. That they're saying, you know what? Chris Brown's going to win it every time.
I think it's more than a 50-50 at this point.
A 75-25.
He hasn't even come close to dropping it.
Yeah.
He's got great hands.
I mean, even with our defense there, I guess you'd call it a 75-25, you know, because he's going to –
You're being nice.
So it's 100%.
It's 100%. Well,
100%.
I guess it can't be 100%.
99-1. So you're saying
there's
a chance.
They're going to bring that back, but you can bet just about anything. They're going back to Chris Brown.
Well, 50 seconds left. They decide they're going to practice their passing game.
Absolutely.
So they got 3 wideouts now. They still keep a running back off the tackle. They just don't have the tight ends in anymore. And then they got basically a fullback. Yeah, he's standing offside. Well, the line judge got that one, didn't he? So there's the football's out of bounds. He's tackled. You know, that was a tackle very similar to what Ryan Hicks did, and yet that one was not a horse collar.
No horse collar on that one. He slammed him to the ground.
He spun him around.
He did.
Yeah. 35 seconds, but he was out of bounds, so the clock is still running. And what do we got? We got a timeout?
I think
the Vikings are going to call a timeout?
They want to get another score.
I guess you can't take them with you into the
you can't keep it with you. Like I said, they're going to try and score another touchdown.
Yeah, they want to put another score on the board. 35 seconds on the clock.
The Eagles got to challenge themselves.
28-0. Yeah, what kind of football team do we want to be? You know, gotta play hard. You know, for all 48 minutes.
Absolutely have to play. It's still a game. You know, that's why you play. You play because you love to play football. You know, whether you're winning or not, you're still out there on the field. You got to give it your all. You just can't give up.
And Coach Scully is trying.
You got to challenge yourself. You got to make some
challenge
challenges.
them and motivate them. You know,
the challenge right now is just to keep them out of the end zone. You know, it's just one goal at a time.
That's right. One small win at a time. Try to keep the score at 28-0 because they get the ball.
They get the ball because we didn't defer.
So just kind of reiterate the halftime brought to you by the Wilder Group, your friends in real estate. We will have anything that happens on the field between the 40s on camera. So we'll be off camera for pretty much the whole halftime, but we will be back. So if you just see the Menard sponsor board running, just know that is going to be them. He's going to roll out. Collins is going to keep it now and go down the sideline on the far side. He steps out of bounds with 26 seconds left. But I guess, you know, at some point they got district games coming up, so they're working on their 2-minute drill.
Yeah, they're working on what they can do, right before half or right before a game ends in their 2-minute drill. And They're doing a pretty good job of it right
Like
now.
a 1 minute drill.
25 seconds.
25 seconds left, and they keep driving it down. This drive started at their own 48, so it'll be a 52-yard drive if they cap it off. 2 receivers down to the near side, as you can see, and Collins is going to look. He's looking to throw the out route, and he throws it down to throw it up. Well, that's pass interference in the end zone, man. He just basically tackled him, and he didn't need to. Again, that's Carson Harrison, I believe. Number 14, the young player that he is, you know, he's a sophomore, but if he's got to find the football and know where it is and know that he doesn't have to tackle him. That ball was thrown over his head.
Yeah, that ball was out the end zone. And he was back for it, you know, but the guy just made a sprint to the back corner and kind of beat him there, and he figured that he was going to catch another touchdown. So he panicked a little bit and just last resort, you know, of giving up a touchdown is just a penalty.
So first down and 11, so they can still get a first down. There's 17 seconds, but, boy, they shortened the field to the goal line for sure.
Let's see if they
going to break the huddle and have to hustle up to the line of scrimmage.
I'm sure they're going to keep passing right here.
Well, I think they still have a couple of timeouts left. So they got the receivers to the near side. You can see them both. And Collins, he's going to look to throw over here that route. He's going to keep it, though. He's still behind the line of scrimmage, but he fakes the throw, now coming wide, and going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 1 by the Eagles. 7 seconds on the play clock, or the game clock, before halftime. It'll be on the near side hash mark, and the Eagles got to bow up right here. You know what's coming, right?
Yeah,
quarterback sneak.
If they have a timeout left, they'll probably run this.
They're going to run up and snap it early and try the quarterback sneak. I mean, they got the gap, and boy, we weren't even at the line ready to go. You know, they're 3 yards deep into the end zone.
And we had too many men on the field, or not enough.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So now they're going to go for the 2-point conversion. I don't see a kicker running out there.
I don't know why. I'd be working on my kicking in this game.
Yeah. I mean, 4 seconds left. But they know they can get the 2-point conversion. They don't know that they can kick it. Who's that? That's the kicker out there, isn't it? As the fullback lined up, number 40. Landon Miller. See if they give it to him. See if he can get the extra point this way.
Look for that sweep.
Yep, they're going to pitch it and try to come. Boy, we got him turned in, and boy, that's just too easy. He made the corner and just stopped and trotted in. So they pick up 8 more. 4 touchdowns in the second quarter. We finished the first quarter 6-0. Let's go ahead and run it to a commercial, David.
All righty.
Pick whatever one you want.
Let's go to
And we're back live. Let me get the camera back as the kick is going to come right down in the middle. Going to be hauled in by Jordan Rich. And he is going to be taken down at about the 32-yard line.
That'll end it.
And that will end the first half of play as the Eagles go into halftime trailing the Opelousas Catholic Vikings 36-0. So we'll be back after halftime. So pay attention to your field. We'll have the camera set up so you can enjoy all the halftime festivities. And then we'll see you back for the kickoff in the second half. This is Menard Eagle Football on 446 Sports. You can bring it out to the main camera.
Ma'am? want to go put us on?
Yep. Go ahead and bring it to the breast box, David. We got 2 minutes and 20 seconds and counting. And I just, want to say if you can put it on the chat on whatever you're doing at YouTube or whatever, just how sick of you are this song. I'm sorry, but that's the only song we have right now. And if we play anything else, we get blocked by Facebook or kicked off in Russia. So we don't want that to happen anymore. We want to be seen all over Russia, right?
You have some other sounds over there.
I do. I mean, look, this is what it sounds like right now on the Menard sidelines.
Exactly.
Unfortunately. It is 36-0. And that's the sound you get with 36-0. Crickets. But so, we're just trying to have some fun up here in the press box. And I do want to say, I was correct on that call in the end zone for the touchdown pass, and then they took the 15 yards on the kickoff. I didn't know the rules, so I wasn't right there, but I said John Wolf would be watching it and would call me and give me the clarification on that, so next week I'd be able to clarify it. But I don't have to do that because John Wolf got a bunch of text messages from people who were watching and listening to us, so thank you so much for doing that because we got the clarification now from John that that the rule states if an opponent of the scoring team commits a foul other than unsportsmanlike conduct or a non-player foul, it was a pass interference foul in the end zone, during a down in which a touchdown is scored and there was not a change in possession during the down, they may accept the results of the play and choose the enforcement of the penalty to be either on the extra point try or to do it on the kickoff. And so that's what we got. They did it on the kickoff and moved it 15 yards. They have that option because we're not playing – it's not Saturday college ball and it's not Sunday professional ball. This is high school ball, so there are different rules. But anyway, look at this. All right, John, I'm sorry. But I just read the text. It said, "Don't text."
Don't text.
Don't say that he.
Don't say that to nobody.
Oh my gosh!
But
it's a clarification. I'm sorry, John.
And if that's the rule, that's the rule. But if it's not a good rule to me, because what you're doing is, and I was talking to somebody up here in the press box a while ago. What if that's at the end of the game, and you score a touchdown and you need 2-point conversion to win the game, you get half a distance to the goal on the 2-point conversion, and it makes it that much easier to win the game. So I don't like that rule.
It could be, but
I don't like that rule.
That's something that as an athletic director and then as Chris with principal, y'all have to, I guess, bring that up, right?
Yeah, that's an LFSA thing. But they go by the National Federation of High School Football rules, and this year they came up with a whole bunch of different rules, and that was one of them. So you just never know what you're going to get in the rule book.
But I am grateful for the fact that that he does help us with the clarifications as he goes back and watches. He does. I tell you what, he does a lot of study, as do a lot of the older officials. In terms of going back and watching the games that they call. And being able to make sure that they catch, maybe they miss something. They're human, right?
Oh, everybody's going to
all
miss
the
something.
officials are human, and sometimes they get it wrong. But they're going back and doing as much study, or at least they should be, and most of them do, that will go back and do as much study as the coaches are doing on their opposing teams that they're about to play. But coaches go back and watch the game film from this one. In fact, most of them do it tonight.
That's the only way you're going to get better. So, coaches have to watch film, referees have to watch film, and they watch film just to get a feel for the team that they're going to be, reffing for that week. So that's part of their job.
I actually started this year, really, is the first year that I've been able to go back and watch film because we never had it before, right? So I'll go and watch a lot of our game, and, of course, I'm doing it in order to watch our film and cut some clips so that we can talk about it and let Coach explain some of the plays and why did that play get blown up, why was it successful, type of thing, so that we can do that for our audience on Wednesday nights during the coaches show and so we do that. But now I'm able to go on and watch the practice and to go watch the other teams to get a little idea of what kind of offense they're going to run. So we're going to kick it very short, and it's going to be picked up and taken down at about the 36-yard line. That was Chris Brown. They actually moved him up instead
I think that
of
was
deep.
Marcus.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it
Daughtry.
was 7, right?
Was it? It was 2.
It was number 2? Okay. Man, those numbers.
7 was deep. It's hard. Sometimes their jerseys pull up, and it's hard to see what their numbers are.
So I tell you what, we joked about it, but this is almost like playing the Vikings. I mean, we are playing the Vikings.
They're a good team.
I mean, they're a good football team.
These 4 1A Catholic schools that we play, all 4 of them, they're really good.
Well, and we talked about it Wednesday night during the coaches show, and that is that, these 4 teams are all ranked in the top 7 of their classification. And so we're playing some stiff competition. They're going to try to work on the passing game. Oh, and we finally had an opportunity, and there's going to be a penalty, and he's running to the near sideline and taken out of bounds at the 45, at the Menard 45. But I think that one's coming back where that was thrown. There's going to be a hold. But I tell you what, that was Deuce Kirk. He's still wearing his number 51, I guess, in case they need to put him on the offensive line. And he had a shot to take down the quarterback behind the line of scrimmage.
A little surprised that they're throwing the ball right here, 36-0, first play of the third quarter. Maybe they're trying to get a quick score so they can get the JV team in there, but I'd be running the ball a little bit right here, up 36.
Try to just run the clock. Get out of here.
And that's another thing. Is it going to be a running clock?
We got an hour drive.
I wonder if there's 2 different penalties.
That's
on
a
this
new
play.
rule, and that's hanging. Oh, no, I got that one about the running clock because let me find it. I think it's under this pad, but on the back side of this pad. I got it. But I think once we hit a certain point total, the running clock
I think
is almost automatic.
Not even sure the officials know what they want to call because they're slowing this game down a lot.
Boy, they have. Let's see. Horse collar, here it is. For there to be a horse collar tackle, the runner must be pulled to the ground backwards or sideways immediately.
And that didn't happen on the Ryan Hicks one.
No,
at
like
all.
I said, he rode him out of bounds, and then he was able to kind of tackle him at that point.
So this is all set in penalties. They had a hold call, and then I think they got Deuce Kirk for a face mask.
Here's my deal. Penalty. This was new this year. Penalties occurring during a TD can be carried over to the try or kickoff. Holding behind the line of scrimmage is a spot foul plus yardage. That was new. We've seen that occur. So here's the handoff up the middle to number 40, the kicker, and he is bulling his way and dragging Eagles about 8 yards, maybe 7. He'll be out to the 43-yard line. That'll set up a 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, good hard run right there. Pick up about 7 yards.
Let's see. We've got
see if the Eagles can bow up right here.
Mercy rule. So we'll just kind of cover that in just a second. 11-16 and counting, 36 to nothing Vikings. They still have the starters in. That is 18 Collins. He fakes the handoff and he keeps it himself. And he's going to pick up the 1st down and carry it over the 45 to about the 48-yard line of the Vikings. It'll be a 1st down. I don't know. I mean, you're up 36 to nothing. You've kind of manhandled this team. Why are you risking your starters' health?
That's the thing
5
that you're
weeks
doing,
in?
and that's the thing you're doing right now. I'm sure he wants to give them some reps. Obviously probably wants to give them some stats also. So I'm thinking maybe one possession right here, and then.
Well, I'll tell you why he's doing it. He's got the starters in because if both coaches agree, and this was probably talked to the coaches at halftime before they even started the second half, I'll tell you and finish it. Here's number 40 up the middle, dragging our defenders, 8-9 yards at a carry, just right up the gut of the Eagles. That's gonna go against the Vikings. Number 61 just carrying their block way too far and probably pancaked him or took him down, back. And we'll see. That's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct. Even the Vikings players were going over and talking to them. So while they're discussing that, I'll tell you, both coaches, if they agree, number 2, one team gets up by 42 points and we're only 6 away, limited running clock. Once the clock meets one of these two criteria, it cannot go back to regulation. So they're going to do a limited running clock once we hit either 42 points or both coaches agree.
What's limited, though? What's a limited running clock? You can run it sometimes you're not?
I don't know. Maybe we'll get an update on
John
that.
Wolf?
No, don't call him out. Do not call him out.
I'm not.
So 42 points is automatic,
Look
no
like
matter
that penalty
what.
is on the Eagles.
Well, of course. So once they hit 42 points on this next touchdown, if they get it, it's automatic.
Well, I didn't know what the limited means.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what they were doing. Like it may be as we get to a certain point, like in the game, they would stop a clock, or maybe for the 6-minute mark. But
yeah, it wouldn't run through the timeout. That's
Right.
That's probably a good answer. It wouldn't run through the timeouts and stuff like that.
There you go. That's the good answer. We'll leave it at that.
And we might get a chance to see this.
Yeah, we'll figure out what a limited running clock is. Here's the pitch to the outside. Boy, the Eagles have that played very nicely. That is Cody Lyons that carried him out. He stopped his progression, but he was able to pick up a couple of yards, but it's still a loss on the play. Oh, no, they're actually going to give him a couple of yards.
And he went out of bounds, and they're running the clock. So there must be a running
No,
clock.
they stopped it right there.
Oh, he just stopped
9:39.
it. I got you.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously there was no agreement to do that
Well, we haven't
after
got,
halftime.
Yeah, well, we haven't got to the 42 yet.
No, but they could have agreed together. That's one of the two things that if they'd have said, yeah, let's run it, to start the half. But once they hit 42, they don't even have to ask for agreement. It's just automatic. Boy, the pitch, they fooled them there. Took it to the outside and taken down out of bounds inside the red zone, way inside the red zone, down to the 6-yard line.
We just have nobody out there on the pitch guy.
No.
Just outnumbered because the cornerback, whoever it may be, they just stay back and they don't come up.
We're still doing the Red River Red Zone, David. So
let's do it.
So we take it down to the Red River Red Zone as they are in the Eagles Red Zone, and they're at the 6-yard line. Thank you, Red River Bank, for being a sponsor of 446 Sports and Menard coverage. And we're back. First and goal from the Eagles 6-yard line. They trail 36-0, 9:09 to play. And here is the pitch to the outside. Going to carry it all the way out. They're stretching it. And
that's how you have to
do a
play
nice
it.
job. That's John Tavius Hargrove. But the other person that stretched that out was the cornerback out there, Gavin Hilton.
And that's how you have to play it right there. You cannot wait for the player to come to you. You have to attack them. And that was the best. That's the best we've played that play this whole night.
Yeah, so my buddy Jeff Latham just getting off the lake at Sam Rayburn. He's a big fishing tournament. He does a lot of those. Very good at it too. So hopefully he has a better time than the Eagles, but apparently not today. It was kind of a tough day out there, and so the Eagles and Latham and his fishing team having tough days today. But it was a beautiful day, and the weather's beautiful tonight, so we'll take some solace in that. Here's the handoff. 2 is in for the touchdown. That was
number 2,
Marcus Daughtry, who little counter play right there, carried it to the near side and in the end zone. And 8:05, it is 42-0 Vikings over the Eagles, and we'll see if they practice their kicking game or practice the 2-point conversion game. So far, the only one that's been successful is the 2-point conversion.
And they're going to go for 2.
Yep. They need to, like you said, they're going to need that kicking game at some point. Number 10 is in there with him, John Michael Jarrell. He's a senior. And he kind of sets up like a fullback right behind. See if he just gets behind 18 and puts. That's offsides right there. That's illegal motion. Both guys were moving, trying to go opposite ways.
Surprised they didn't just let it run.
Yeah. They've let a couple of those go.
It's easy to call when you're up 40.
So I guess with the penalty, the running clock, you got to – now they probably will start the clock now that the ball – there it goes. Yeah, now they'll should start running it.
Well, they're not going to run it on a
Well,
2-point.
he made the motion to kind of run it. So anyway, they're still going for 2, even though they were backed up. He's going to look to throw. It's across the middle. Oh, in traffic. Nice job by the defense to kind of get in front of that and probably got a hand on it. So that leaves the score at 42-0 here in the third quarter. As we will get set for the kickoff, just go to who's next in the rotation, David, for the commercials.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
And we're back live as the Vikings are celebrating with their music. They play like the Notre Dame. You hear that?
I think a lot of the Catholic schools adopt that Notre Dame.
Oh,
So do we.
that makes
we,
sense.
We do it too.
That makes sense. Boy, you know, I'm Catholic. Went to a Catholic school, but I cannot stand Notre Dame.
I don't like Notre Dame
Oh,
either.
my
People are
gosh.
always like, "What? You don't like Notre Dame?" But I just grew up not liking them. I know they're a Catholic school, and we're Catholics, but I just don't like them.
Everybody always says, well, you're Catholic. That's your school. I say, no, it's not, man. I can't stand Notre Dame. I love it when they lose. You know, and
There's other Catholic colleges that I like.
well, there are, you know, but I mean, you know what made me dislike Notre Dame was when they got the NBC contract, and then they didn't want to play, you know, with anybody, and they had their own money, and they
No
were going
conference.
That's right. And now look at them; they're begging for a conference. I love it. In fact, Brian Kelly left because he couldn't win a championship because he doesn't have from all the way back to that decision. I believe it finally caught up to him. But I'm glad to have Brian Kelly. I can tell you that. I really like Brian Kelly. I think we're going to have a lot of success with Kelly. The process. So we're back to this top 11 and back to Seastrunk. Going to try to pick up the outside, and it's not going to do it. And he's going to be stopped for no gain as the Vikings, you know, have this figured out. So it'll be second down and 9. They picked up a yard for the Eagles. So how comfortable are you feeling, David, with this?
Pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It looks more intimidating. In fact, you're doing a better job keeping
I'm
up
just
with
glad
the
that
score
I've
than
been
I
here
do.
with you these past 4 weeks to learn how to do it.
So Lewis will be able to run the camera. Here's Seastrunk stopped for a no gain. Third down and 9 for the Eagles.
Well,
let's see. Do they run the clock during the official timeout? No, that'll be
so.
one of the temporary stops.
Okay, here
that
we go
we'll
for
have.
the water break.
Yep, let's go. We got, hey, I can mention this now, right? The officials water break brought to you by John Wolf, financial advisor with Edward Jones, making sense of investing. He's located at 185 Pine Grove Drive, Pineville, Louisiana, 318-442-8655. He's a member SIPC, as is Edward Jones, and you can trust John Wolf with your investments. Good fella, really good fella, and hope he forgives me for bringing his name up for the official stuff. And but really good guy, and I am glad to have him, as a friend and a sponsor. So we are back here, and we are 42-0, and they will do the running clock automatically, and that should speed us up. Maybe we'll be out of here and finished by 9:30.
It ended up it's kind of be a long game.
I know. The first quarter, we thought we'd be out of here quick. So we started at the 20. That's a 27, right?
Yes.
So this is third down. Now we're going to try to throw. There's the pass back. Oh, it's caught.
By David Roberts.
Wow, David
Cooper Scott,
Roberts.
the two linebackers.
Cooper Scott, man, I got to tell you, I didn't think he would be the one throwing. In fact, I saw Cooper's mom today, and we were talking about it, and I said, has he told you anything about what's going on this week? And she's like, no, not much. And she, he said, the only thing is that he might get to throw a pass. And she said, well, how's that going? He said, not good, Mom. I can't throw. And the one.
He can throw a baseball, though.
That's what she said. But that's a first down as Cooper Scott fitted in there, and it was a bullet, man.
It was.
That was nice.
And it had to have been because it would have been completed if it wasn't.
Seastrunk on the run, trying the left side on the, and he picks up a couple. And it'll be taken out to about the 42-yard line. More than a couple. Good 3 yards, 4 yards maybe. But I told her, I was like, look, I've seen some of that film, and you're right. They did not look good. The passes did not look good. But he redeemed himself on that one, man.
He did. And it fooled him a little bit.
That had a tight spiral, too. That looked good. So good to have a really good, solid play to be able to call. There's Seastrunk, boy, just pushing David West forward. This is what you like to see. I mean, it's 42-0, but Seastrunk and those guys are still running hard and trying to make something happen. I'm sure they would all love to get that 0 off the board.
Absolutely. It's 3rd and 3 right here, and he's still running hard. He's still running downhill, still getting some pretty good blocking in there. The Opelousas Catholic defense is a good bunch of kids right here, and, they want to keep that 0 up there on that board.
Oh, I'm sure. You see the sponsors rolling in the top right of the screen up there, and one of them that you'll see is Insight Audio and Video. Seastrunk stopped for no gain, and that's going to set up a 4th. Maybe he might give a half a yard. But it's going to be a 4th and about 3, and I'm sure the Eagles are going to go for it. The clock is down to 3:40 and counting as the Eagles look over. But Insight Audio and Video, want to thank them. They really have come in handy this year with their hotspot that they allowed us to have and use. And we are currently running this program tonight, this broadcast, this live stream with the use of that hotspot, and we do it every Wednesday night from the Eagles Nest hut over at the baseball field, the man cave. And we were there last night. And every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. during football season after a game. So we'll be there again discussing this one and the upcoming game, which would be homecoming. It'd be a big week for the Eagles. Seastrunk, I think, got the first down, and he did. They're marked at the 50-yard line. And he just bulled his way with the help of his line and Cooper Scott and others.
Just keep it churning, guys. Just keep it churning. Just try to get better. Get ready for homecoming next week. You got a team coming in that, we match up well against. So
got Pickering.
Get back in the win column next week. And
we
get ready for.
We actually start district
next week. That's a district game. So if you can start off 1-0, it's a new season.
So do we take a timeout? Official timeout for what? To measure?
Official timeout.
Let's keep it here for now and just kind of see what.
I think the chains are broke.
Oh, okay.
A little bit earlier on the sideline over there, whenever a play goes toward the sideline, whoever's holding those chains are supposed to drop them.
Right.
And you can see that one is bent a little bit at the bottom.
Oh, yeah, look at it.
I was watching, and I want to say it was David Roberts got into one of them because they didn't drop it like they were supposed to, so it's messed up.
Well, look, we got Principal Gatlin over there checking it out, making sure. I mean, the way it's bent, does that make it harder for us to get a first down?
It might. It might when you're in Opelousas.
By inches?
It might.
Oh, my goodness.
But I guess the officials are just trying to prolong this.
Hey, let them know down there. I got duct tape if they need it.
There you go.
And it's the real stuff. It's the silver stuff. Although, man, it tears easy. When times are hard in the U.S. when duct tape tears easy.
Tears too easy.
Yeah. They are making it so.
Fix so many of things with duct tape, especially
so
around
thin.
school.
Yeah.
We've been using it up here all night.
All right, so we're back. Eagles got a 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. And they do a direct snap to Cooper Scott. Oh, he was breaking tackles, but 4 stood him up at about the 49.5-yard line. So they made it into Viking territory.
He got past that guy. He might have been.
He had some room, didn't he?
They had it open out there.
Number 4, that was Rowan Bergeron, the sophomore, got up under him. Low man wins.
Safety. That's a safety.
That shows that, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, you get under the shoulders. Yeah, that's how you teach them how to tackle. 1:30 and counting. It is 42-0 Vikings over the Eagles tonight. We want to thank everybody for tuning in, and for those of you who stuck with us, thanks for doing that. As the Eagles trying to make something happen, they've made it into Viking territory, and Seastrunk just getting behind everybody and pushing the pile. That's going to pick up 3 yards and going to set up a 3rd down and 6. They got to get to the 40. And they're at the 46-yard line. I'd like one time to be able to call the Red River Red Zone for the Eagles.
For the Eagles, man.
To be in the Vikings
we can get it here a little
Red
bit later.
Zone.
50 seconds left to go in the 3rd.
9 o'clock. We could easily be out of here by 9:30 and on the way back. So here is the 3rd down play. We got to pick up at least 3 or 4 on this one. Straight up the gut. Seastrunk going to pick up over the pile and finally down. Why are they? He wasn't down right there. He was on top of a guy rolling over him.
2 yards.
Yeah. He was rolling over people at that point.
Not sure what he's seeing.
They were on the ground. Eagles got to get to the 40-yard line of the Vikings for the 1st down.
It'll be 4th and 4. Are we going to get through the quarter? He might let it go all the way down.
Yeah, just let it run all the way down and take the play and start the 4th quarter with it, and that's what they'll do. So we'll take a break, and the 3rd quarter ends. It's 42-0. The Vikings over the Eagles. Back with the final quarter when we come back. You're watching Menard Eagle Football on 446 Sports.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
And we're back live as the Eagles will switch fields, and they'll be moving from right to left now as they got a big 4th down play to try to keep this first drive of the second half going. And with that running clock, it makes a big difference. Both teams have only had the ball one time. The Vikings took it from their 36 and went 64 yards for a touchdown, missed the 2-point conversion. They lead at 42-0. David, we didn't talk about halftime stats. Not a whole lot of stats for Menard. We had them at about 76 yards. They're having some conversations with them now on the field, probably saying, hey, look.
There must be a lot of jawing going on.
Get all the chippiness out of the way. I mean, it's 42-0. Let's just finish this game clean and with some sportsmanship. And
I had to say, if there's a lot of jawing going on, it's got to be coming from the purple, because I don't know what we could have, what we could be jawing about.
That's right. The Eagles had 76 yards by my count in the first half to 264 yards for the Vikings, and that's with a penalty. So here we go on 4th down, and that started early. We didn't get it. There's a counter play to John Tavius, and they read it. John Tavius picked up about 4 or 5 yards to get the 1st down when we ran that play the first time, but the Vikings snuffed that one out, David.
Yeah, they were ready for that one on the 4th and 4. They knew that we just weren't going to just run straight at them again. And they knew there'd be something a little bit different right there. And it worked the last time we ran it, but we just didn't get the blocking we needed to make that 1st down. So the Eagles' defense will be back on the field.
Well, that drive started at our 27-yard line. So they went 33-4, 37 yards of offense. let's see, take that out. I started putting it on the wrong side. So the Vikings take over at their own 46-yard line, and they still got – no, they brought number 15 now, I believe. That is 15, isn't it? Under center? The handoff, or is 13 maybe?
That's 15. Yeah, 15.
We don't have a 15 on there that I can
see it, yeah. That must be a new guy.
They've got
some new guys out there.
Look, is that Chris Brown still in the game? Number 7 right there?
That is number 7.
33, Eli Shillette in the game now.
Probably got to get him some stats.
Interesting, man.
Very interesting.
Number 30.
Someone gets hurt at this time of the game and you're up 42, you'll never forgive yourself as a coach.
Nolan Fourier in the game, and they're all bunched up, and they're just going to do a quarterback sneak. He dropped the football. Ball's on the ground, and the Eagles
– we didn't even see it.
Didn't see it. The ball rolled up. They gained more yardage on the fumble than the quarterback sneak, and
should go back to where he fumbled.
We're just kind of looking around at it. You know, I think it shocked the Eagles that saw it.
Was even there. Almost could have picked it up and ran it in.
Yeah.
If that number 60 recovered it, that's Cole LaFleur.
That ball.
Heads up.
That was about a 5-yard pickup on the fumble, and sets up a 3rd down and short, 3rd and 2 for the Vikings. Jack Melton trying to stop, the run. We're not even right up on the ball. So we're going to – Chris Brown with the ball. That's a penalty and a face mask by Gavin Hilton as Chris Brown made the cut inside, which Gavin did a good job of turning him in, but then he just had too far to grab, and he grabbed the face mask and then the collar.
Yeah, Gavin doesn't like to go down low. He gets up around the headgear, and he's going to grab his face mask, give him 15 more yards.
So just a quick question on this, when I watched Jack there, and
he crawled.
They're doing that crawl to try to clog things up. But
if you go outside, it's null and void, so to speak.
Well, that's true. But what I'm thinking though is that if you're going to run that, if he's going to run that, shouldn't he be like right on the ball?
Yeah, he should be up a little bit closer.
He's a yard off almost.
Right.
So I mean,
I just think he should engage with the guy instead of crawling.
If that's been kind of
you see a lot of coaches do that though.
I mean, it worked the other night. We clogged him up, but the problem is that he's too far off, and now that one worked. Dusang came in.
Not sure what this official down here called, but he called something.
It can't be offsides on the defense because they were a yard off.
Illegal formation, maybe.
But Dusang, he was on top of that one to put a stop to him, but he's got to come out of the game for one play. And look, I think the officials have something going here because it's a running clock right now, and they're like, let's go just talk about it for a little while. Well, they did finally stop the clock at 7:54. And I guess with the clock stoppage now, couldn't Dusang come back in the game?
He could.
So that took a long time to figure out that it was 5 yards.
I just don't understand it. It's an illegal shift, but we had to get the umpire and the back judge and the other side judge involved in the call. So I just don't get that.
Yeah, to agree to that?
I don't understand.
We backed them up 5 yards.
I think we got the bottom of the barrel.
1st and 15, 7:54, and the clock will start running. There's Brown coming to the near side, and he is now down the sideline and finally taken out of bounds. Well inside the red zone of the Eagles. But, boy, they had him clogged up but just couldn't contain him, and he broke it got free on the sideline and ran for another 20 yards.
He did. Nice little run right there. Looked like Jalen was getting held on from the cornerback spot. But nice play by number 7.
1st and 10 from the 11, and that is they're in the red zone of the Eagles for the Red River Red Zone. That red zone brought to you by Red River Bank. And they are all over the state of Louisiana. and grateful that they got their start right here in central Louisiana in Alexandria. And they have a Pineville branch, they have a Ball branch, and then they're in all the major cities across Louisiana, even Lake Charles. And here's the handoff. It stopped initially and then taken down. That was Jack. His crawl worked on that one. He went right into Jack's helmet.
And Dusang, 78 Dusang, Braylon Dusang on the tackle right there.
Stop. Oh, what was that? Little noise. I was like, did they bring the Pineville Cannon down here?
I hope not.
Maybe a car.
I see people looking, though.
Over, they got that intersection. That's a tough little intersection sometimes. So, clock's still running. We're going to be under 6 minutes, but they're going to stop it for a water break. Officials water break. We need to have water up here to be able to do that. 15 under center. They got, I don't want any of that. Thank you. That's a water bottle.
And that'll do it
That's the 6 minute water break. So we'll take an official's water break, and I'll let you handle that one.
The official water break. And that is John Wolf, a financial
there you go.
Financial advisor, 185 Pine Grove Drive in Pineville, Louisiana, 318-442-8655. And Edward Jones is a member SIPC, making sense of investing. So give John Wolf a call, and he'll help with all your invested needs.
That's a good job, Dave. I tell you what, there is absolutely nothing wrong with your ears, because as soon as I hit the mute button accidentally and it was your mute, you knew it immediately. I mean, you stopped and looked at me, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's the wrong one.
Wrong one.
Wrong button.
I couldn't hear myself, so I was like, wait.
Something's up.
Something's wrong.
Oh, my gosh. Too funny.
But, let's talk a little bit about homecoming next week. I know you won't be able to be there. You've got a prior engagement. But we're expecting a lot of alumni next week. I think we have 4 different classes coming, and including some classes from the 50s. So looking forward to that. And I think we have like 82 and maybe 92 and 02.
Oh, yeah, 40-year reunions for the 82.
Yeah, so looking forward to seeing
those guys are getting old.
They are getting old. Man, 40 years?
Cindy has hers this year with the 40, and then mine's next year. But
I done passed y'all up.
So here we go. We've got a 3rd and 3 from the Eagle 5-yard line, and we'll see what they do. They're going to hand it and go up the middle, but take the sideline route, and he's going to pick up a couple. They can get the first down if they get it down just inside the 2-yard line.
I think that's
Carter Marcantel. He was banged up a little bit earlier in the game, and they called timeout and let him go to the sideline. This time, the white hat talks to him, and he says, nah, just leave me in. Got a little pat on the back of the helmet.
He did.
5:20 and counting, and we've got still 42-0, but the Vikings are threatening here.
4th and 1.
4th and 1. So if the Eagles can get the stop,
just
then they can take over.
Watch for the long
Bring everybody
sweep.
up. Yeah, they're going to try that outside, I bet you. And they're going to do,
they're just going to get it the easy way.
They do, I guess, a hard count of some kind, but they'll go half the distance to the goal line, and that will give them a first down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1. Look how far they're taking the sticks now.
Yeah,
no,
they don't need them.
No chance at all for somebody to come in there and break the chains. Clock still running. Take your time, officials. So let's see what they do here. They're gonna go around the far side of the field. I'll bet you. Well, no, they'll let 15 quarterbacks sneak it in.
I'd just take a knee.
42-0. Well, I mean, yeah, that would be.
I would.
42-0 is the score. The Vikings over the Eagles. They've got 1 yard to go on 1st down. They give it to the fullback. Dusang stacked him up. Who else is in there? That's
looks like
Drake Aldridge.
No, Drake's hurt.
Oh, yeah, he sure is.
Looks like Jack Melton and David Roberts.
That was 58,
Braylon
David
Dusang.
West.
So, yeah, and David did come in.
And
yeah, he is. He's playing
Jack
out there.
Melton.
But
that
Jack
little crawl.
Jack was in on that also.
That crawl has worked since I said something about it.
It did.
You know, he's clogging it up. 3:30 and counting. Still 42-0, and still a 1 yard to go for the touchdown. It is 2nd and 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. And their Vikings are saying, hurry up, give me a play. But they still got 15 seconds on the clock. I mean, at least the coach is saying, no, let's run the clock all the way down. And they'll do that. He's taking his time getting up under center. And they're going to hand it off to 33, and he is in the end zone for the touchdown. That's Eli Shalette for the 1 yard score. That makes it 48-0 and 2:50 and counting. And they'll just let the clock run as they get ready to set up for the 2-point conversion. I think they're trying to call for kick. Number 5 looks like he's asking if he can kick it.
I figured they'd go for 2 and make it an even 50.
Yeah.
What they're thinking.
Well, since that second extra point miss.
They went for 2 every time.
Yeah.
You would think that they would like to try to practice it.
You would think they
might need it.
Might need it. Heck, they might need a field goal at some point if they're down this close, you know.
And he's got a good leg. I mean, he kicked the ball down to about the 5 a couple times.
Yep.
You know, he just missed. They didn't have really good blocking.
Well, what a tough night for Ryan Hicks tonight. You know, that's really unusual. They're going to try to pass it, and that ball was tipped. So a nice job by the defense to stop the 2-point conversion. So that another 6 points makes it 48-0. We'll do a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. And we're back live at Donald Garner Stadium in Opelousas, Louisiana. The Opelousas Catholic Vikings lead your Menard Eagles 48-0. And blink your eyes real quick if you're watching the video, because I'm having to spin this back around to the kicker. I'm trying to take it slow so I don't make anybody sick. Boy, you can get sick if I spin that too fast. 1 minute and count. Oh, they started the clock. You know, when they set the ball.
They might run the clock out without kicking.
They don't have to. Well, they got 10 seconds. They got 9 seconds. So we probably will only get one playoff. Kick goes down the middle. Gavin Hilton will haul it in at about the 13-yard line, coming near sideline. Going to be taken down shy of the 30. Right about the 29-yard line. And with the clock running, I'll bet you we only get one play at best.
We don't even have to run a play.
No, I mean, they could just kind of stay over there. We're going to close this out very quickly. When we finish, we're going to run a couple of commercials and come back and close it out so we can hit the road and head on back as we got 8 seconds left. So we're going to try one play. And 3, 2, 1, and they won't get it off. And the snap is off. Seastrunk covers it, and they take him down, and it's over. So the one thing we didn't do was turn the ball over all night long, and almost did it right there on the last play of the game. I'll tell you what, David, let's just leave this camera up. We've run enough commercials tonight, and we will stay right here. It is 48-0 is your final tonight as the Opelousas Catholic Vikings, take it to the Menard Eagles tonight. As that's now 2 shutouts in a row, losing to Sacred Heart last week by the score of 20-0. Yeah,
only seven
that's
points
tough.
in our last 3 games. St. Mary's. last week against Sacred Heart and then tonight against Opelousas Catholic. But, just get back after it this week. Got homecoming coming up, a lot of festivities, a lot of things going to be going on campus. A lot of people are going to be on campus. A lot of alum are going to be coming in, and we have Pickering coming in. It's going to be the first district game.
Yep.
So the season starts over next week. You get a win, you're 1-0, you're in first place in the district.
It's a whole new district, too. So, we've got –
and it's a winnable district.
We've got opportunities now that we're going to be playing teams that are more, our size. And so there is definitely opportunity there with Pickering coming in to be able to win that game next week.
Sure.
Real quick, very unofficial stats. 372 yards for the game for the Vikings. I had them with 108 in the second half, 264 in the first. 113 yards for the Eagles with 76 in the first half and 37 in the second half. Heck, the Eagles only had it for 2 drives. And well, let's see. They did get a couple of yards, no, they didn't even run a play.
Well, we had our best little drive when it went from the 22 to about the 40.
Yeah, the 48.
8 or 7.
48, yep.
Yeah.
That was our last drive, actually.
Yes.
Second to last.
And the clock ran the second half too, so that cut down on possessions also.
They had what's interesting here is that they never punted the ball. They had 6 possessions, and guess how many touchdowns they scored?
6. We never stopped them.
6 touchdowns. So that about wraps it up for what happened. The Eagles did not turn the ball over. Tonight, that had 7 last week. So, if you try to find some bright spots,
you have to.
That's one that they had, and we'll see how the offense kind of evolves from where we are now. We didn't see a whole lot of Henry or Jake Vaughn. They did come in and play a little bit. They tried to switch it up, but they have that big heavy set with all the 4 big guys, and we'll see if they can make that work with the new game.
And they've only had a week to work on that.
That's right.
So they got a lot of work to do on that, and they'll probably stay with that. And I think it can work, but it's hard to just throw that out there in the middle of the season. You need some work on that kind of things, and they'll work on that this week and get a little bit better at it.
One, this was a good game to get it off, get it worked out and start it, because now you got Pickering coming in. We got 4 straight district games, and then we finish out with Glen Oaks, to finish a non-district.
And that's a winnable game also.
We've got some really good opportunities. So, just hang in there, keep supporting your Eagles, and keep supporting us. Thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight and viewed the game tonight on any of the platforms. But, David, final words.
The Eagles will get back at it again, starting tomorrow morning. Next week, like we said, is homecoming. So if you watched on 446 Sports and you're away from Alexandria or Louisiana, tell all the alum, tell them that you can go watch on Friday nights or Thursday nights, whatever it may be, that the Eagles will be playing. And I'm sure that on Friday nights, if they know that we're on and they're able to watch, I'm pretty sure that we'll have a lot of Eagles tuning in. And we'd like to also say thank you to our alum and all of our fans who have been supporting us and watching us on 446 Sports.
Yeah, and thank you to all of our sponsors who have made this happen for us and given us the opportunity to be able to do this and bring the games to you live through this live stream with 446 Sports. And I agree, David. Make sure you please pass on the news that you can watch. Pass on how to get, to us, whether it's sharing the announcements that we put out with all of the with all of the websites to be able to go to, but it's easy, 446sports.com. And when you get to that webpage, underneath the header of 446 Sports, you're going to see all the different areas that we cover in terms of sports across the state, not just high school, but high school is written right there. Click on that, and a drop-down box will occur, and you have 3 schools to choose from, and the one that you choose is Menard. Yes. And then that will put you for the coaches show and take you to the site to be able to come and watch this next Friday night for homecoming. So, David, good luck. Lewis will be with you. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And God bless everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy this weather. Be careful if you're going squirrel hunting this weekend and out in the woods. Be careful for each other that out there. Make sure you know what you're shooting at, and make sure you're shooting at it up in the trees before you actually shoot. So God bless everybody. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next week. Next Wednesday is the Coaches Show at 6 p.m., and y'all take care.